welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer. Today, let's see. It is the Monday following Halloween, and I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. This weekend has been eventful, to say the least. To get started, I hope that you guys saw in my stories on all of the platforms my Halloween house, Halloween decorations, and little man dressed as Mickey Mouse. If not, I will put in a picture of him here. And he had a lot of fun. We set up a social distancing candy chute. So it was basically a giant PVC pipe that we shot bags of candy out to the little kids. I actually got a little overzealous and hit a little girl in the arm. She was like, ow! And then I felt bad, and I was like, I'm gonna walk away from the candy chute. But they were sticky, and they were going down really slow, so I tried to give it a little extra force, and she didn't have her bag ready, apparently. It was kind of a cool little, we had one end propped up and taped to the ladder, and the other end taped to the table that is in front of me now, which is a 6-foot table. So we knew that the kids were all safe at 6 feet away from us, and all the candy was prepackaged into bags that were clean and not germs from us or anything like that. And a lot of the people in the neighborhood, it was really neat because a lot of the people, now we usually have a lot of houses passing out candy, and this year it was about half of the normal numbers. And I apologize if you hear my wind chime. It is really windy outside. What was I saying? About half the people decided to pass out candy than normal, and we only stopped at houses that were not person to person. Like we didn't have little man go up to any doors and ring the doorbells even if the lights were on. We only stopped at the houses where like candy was outside for him already, or the people were outside and had like tables set up with little bags. A lot of people chose to fill little bags and set them on a table at the foot of their driveway and then have hand sanitizer out there for the little kids. But little man was Mickey Mouse, so he had gloves on. So he didn't need hand sanitizer. And we usually walk trick-or-treating. And little man is not, even though he has ADHD, he is always hyper. He's always on the go, always moving. Trick-or-treating, he wants to like do our street and then come home and eat his candy. He doesn't care about like bulk. He just cares about getting it right now. So this year we chose to drive through the neighborhoods to trick-or-treat, which was kind of cool. Mr. Cinnamon always has stayed home and passed out candy. He has never trick-or-treated with either of the kids or either of our nieces. And so this year he wanted, because our daughter's old enough to stay home and pass out candy, and we know that she's safe because she's old enough to handle herself. So Mr. Cinnamon chose to drive while we found houses and trick-or-treated at. And so we left the sliding door open on the van, and me and little man sat in the back seat. And we would stop, and he would hop out, and he would go get his candy, and he'd hop back in, and we'd drive to the next house. And there was a moment during this trick-or-treating thing that I just felt incredibly grateful, because I think we take a lot of things in our lives for granted, like everyday things. Trick-or-treating has been taken for granted. It's always been there. And to be able to do it this year especially, it was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of abnormal fun because everything about it was different. The tables being out with the candy treat bags. He actually got more candy this year than he has in the past at less houses, because instead of 1 or 2 pieces so that people could make the candy stretch, they made these big bags filled with candy, 5-10 pieces per bag. He got more candy for less houses. And he was very true to form. We did our street, and then we went around the perimeter of the neighborhood, and he didn't even want to finish the perimeter of the neighborhood. He was ready to come home and eat his candy right off the bat. So it was really fun. And then we got to see some of the kids trick-or-treating at our house. We drove past at one point, and our daughter had a line down the driveway and into the street because there were so many people lined up at our house. But if you've seen our decorations in the past videos that I posted, you will understand our house is the house of the neighborhood. And so everybody in the neighborhood comes to find our house. Because honestly, it's the best house in the neighborhood. We have good candy. We have good entertainment. Like, the house is cute. And a lot of people stop to take pictures and videos of our yard, but we never see the pictures or videos. And so I'm like curious, like, what are people saying about our yard? Because they don't post it to a public, like the public community page where, you know, we're all a part of. They just kind of like, I guess they post it to their own personal stuff, but it'd be neat to kind of see that everybody's pictures and their videos and what their thoughts are of the house. It was fun. I did not dress up this year. I always dress up, but this year we had so much going on. Mr. Cinnamon waits till the last second to do absolutely everything. He is a procrastinator. And he didn't build the tube until it was time to trick or treat. He didn't put up the lasers or the fog until like 2 in the afternoon. And then he wanted some special treats. We usually cook special treats, or we'll go, like sometimes we'll go to Sonic and get the 50-cent corn dogs for Halloween night. And he wanted to cook chicken wings, which is fine. But he put them in the oven at the time it was getting dark and we were leaving the house. And I made this taco dip recipe. It's very, very basic. It's cream cheese, refried beans, cheese, salsa. You bake it. It's hot. It's gooey. You dip your chips in it. It's good. I got it from a high school friend's aunt. Years, I was like 17 when I got this recipe. So it's something that we've made once in a while. But it was good. But that's another thing. Like, we had to cook. And we couldn't find refried beans at the store. They were out, so I had to make the beans from scratch. So I'm cooking refried beans on the stove, which is not a big deal. I did the cheater way out, where I did canned pinto beans. I didn't like make them from scratch, but like halfway homemade. The bean dip was good. The taco dip, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can add as many layers as you want to it. You can add guacamole. You can add taco meat, whatever. And so we were doing a lot of cooking last minute, and it was like very stressful. I was like, it's cold out. I'm just not getting in my costume this year. But little man had a lot of fun. Our daughter dressed up. So it was cool. But I'm tired from all that. It was a busy weekend. I still didn't even do my grocery shopping this weekend. I still got to go grocery shopping. Anyway, so Halloween night, I was tired. I was cold. I didn't want to work on any big projects that I was working on. So I wanted to, sit and make something fun for myself. So Halloween night, well, I think they turned on a movie or something. I whipped up this little guy. Now this is just me playing. I wanted a mushroom. I made up a pattern. He's not perfect, but I think he's adorable. And little man wants him really bad because he says he looks like the toadstool guys from Mario. So he wants this, and I told him no because I only had this one and I really like him. He's cute. So I went back to the drawing board. I started this last night and finished it this morning. I made a little bigger mushroom. I actually like this one better because I like pinched this down. So I may let him have this one and I might keep this one. I don't know. But I made 2 little mushrooms. Totally different. Very similar. And then I finally finished my first Christmas present of the year. This sucker took 13 skeins of yarn. But I finally finished the giant fudget shawl. I'm going to have to back up to show you. Because it is huge. It is very, very, very big. Okay, my wingspan is 5'9", and it's well past 6 feet, and it's 2 skeins held together, and it took 13 skeins of yarn to finish this, and it has no design, no pattern. It is just a fudget shawl because you throw in whatever stitches you feel like doing at the moment. You don't count anything. You don't keep track of anything. You just go with the flow. And I started off, I had 5 balls of each of this, the pink color and the gray color, this color. So I held 2 skeins together, and then I did just the pink 2 together, just the gray 2 together. This is 2 skeins, just this little section. And then I went back to the pink and gray, and then I ran out. And so I mixed in, hang on, let me grab it. Oh. Now the gray was mill ends that I got at AC Moore before they closed. I had 10 skeins of them total. I used 5 for a project a couple months ago, and then I had 5 left over, and so I put the 5 into here of the gray, and I had 5 of, it's actually this dark horse yarn. I got 5 balls for $1 through a company that doesn't exist anymore a while ago. And this is actually a really nice yarn. I was really surprised with how much I liked it. In this pinky marled yarn. So I used 5 of those. And then I ran out of the gray first. So I went and ran and got some of this out of my stash, Premier Aurora, in the color Cinder. This was actually sent to me in some Happy Mail, which was awesome because this gray is the exact same shade as this gray. But then it also has black in it as well. So that's why it looks darker here. And then I finished off the pink and this colorway mixed in till I was done. And then I ran and grabbed the purple of the same yarn. So this Christmas gift is for my daughter. It is done. It is for when we go out in the backyard or she sits outside and does whatever she does outside. She paints and she draws and she does other artistic stuff outside. And also, I told you guys about sitting at the fire. Does all that. So that's finished, and I want to make one more as a gift for someone, but I can't say who. I'm gonna make one of those, so I pulled out some yarn for that. But the good thing is I'm starting to see visible holes in my stash because this is the red that was left over from the Mickey Mouse shorts, and so I used an entire skein of the big Red Heart Super Saver. This took 13 skeins of yarn to use, and if I'm making another one, it's going to take several more. I don't know how many because I'm using bigger skeins. Yeah, so I got a lot done this weekend. I'm tired, and that's all I really have for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you some Happy Mail that I got from Hirschner's. I was not expecting it. You may have seen other YouTubers show that they also got the same box. And I will explain that in tomorrow's video and what's going on with that. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. I'm sorry that this video is up late, and I'm sorry that it's short. But I almost didn't get to make a video today because I'm so tired. And yeah, I've been working. I finished this morning, and then I went and I finished this morning while little man was doing his homeschool of this week. He does not have school tomorrow, obviously, because it is election day. And so he had a lot extra work to do today, and he was very, very hyper today. And so, yeah, it was a tough morning. But he wasn't bad. He was just very hyper and didn't want to sit still and was having a hard time focusing. And that led to frustration on Mommy's part. But we got through it. And now he has a pizza in the oven, and he's going to have his lunch, and everything's going to be fine. And Mommy's making a video, and everything's quiet. So we're all good. So that's it for today. But stay tuned. I'm going to, as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to record the Hirschner's video. That will be up tomorrow. And I think that one's going to be fun. But I have a funny story to go with it as well. So we'll see. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And I hope you have a very, very good day. Bye, guys.